Hi and welcome to That's Life. This is a special today where we take a look around the Die Hard exhibition in Second Life. This show is presented by the Second Life Cable Network and I'm your host, Star Sonic. So let's get started. Well, here I am at Silver Screen Sim and I'm talking with Danny Boy Lightfoot, who in real life is Dan Light, and Liam Carno, Owen Liam Wright in real life from the V3 group. How you going, guys?
Yeah, good. Doing well.
Cool. Well, you've just successfully completed an in-world press conference for Die Hard. And Danny, can you tell us about how the idea for doing this all came about?
Yeah, well, I mean, Picture Production Company has a background in marketing for films, 20 years of making trailers and 5 or 6 years of sort of good, solid interactive work. And so when we looked at Second Life, we just felt that there was a real opportunity here, a chance to do something different, sort of keep ourselves on our toes, which this certainly did. And felt so really the value of it was giving people the opportunity to share something and the opportunity for them to interact with filmmakers and the talent, as we call them, through the medium in a way that they'd never get to do in real life. And so a press conference seemed like, a great format for that kind of interaction.
Okay, well, you had Bruce Willis there as B-Dub, being interviewed by Rockwell Jackalope. Tell us about the challenges of presenting an in-world presentation like that.
Well, the biggest challenge is the fact that you're dealing with someone whose schedule, is a law unto itself, and so any amount of planning, and there were some brilliant people involved in the planning of, and execution of the event, never really, sort of compensates you for the possibility that the schedule will change, and so it's a combination of thinking ahead, but also sort of getting yourself into the right state of mind to be able to think on your feet when the day arrives.
Well, you had both media and public there. Tell us about which media were represented and about what members of the fan base were able to come along.
Well, from the media, with the media, for an event like this, we will look at getting some high-profile media in there. We had people from trade magazines like The Hollywood Reporter, Mitch Wagner from Information Week, which is obviously more tech. We had some very high-profile bloggers in there. Jangles Juno, who's a guy I know, Neville Hobson, got a great blog. But then with the event, as I said earlier, we really wanted to give fans the chance to be a part of it. And, Bruce Willis has got plenty of those, and Die Hard has plenty. It's got a great following these days. So we ran a contest. It was for people to answer a few questions and submit a little essay on why they'd like to meet Bruce. And we ended up with 20 winners, 8 from the US and 12 from the international markets, all of whom we handheld to some extent in order to make sure that they found their way into Second Life and were able to enjoy the event to the full.
And, well, it was, a courageous move by 20th Century Fox to support this. So do you think that the results are there in terms of, how people experience the exhibition, which we're going to walk around and have a closer look at? Are they happy with the results so far?
I think they are, yeah. I think they're happy that we got the event off okay, because as you all know from working on sort of a show like this, there's an awful lot to look after just to make it happen. And we've already seen some great media coverage, classic little spot on Danish TV, and a good piece going out tomorrow in a high-profile French publication. I think they're also really happy that my experience of working with Fox is that they've always looked to quite aggressively explore new media and experiment with those, sometimes with better results, sometimes with worse, but always with a will to learn behind that. And so I think, in that respect, they're very happy. In terms of how the expo's received, all the noises I'm hearing so far are pretty good, and we've got a nice steady flow of people coming through who hopefully going to enjoy coming back, because it's going to be open for 6 weeks, and as we get closer to the release, we're going to have a lot of extra material to bring in here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never been as excited as soon as I saw that fans were able to ask questions directly to Bruce Willis and have him answer their question. I don't know of any other medium that's allowed that. You know, even though Talkback Radio's allowed interaction, but I've never seen it done with a star like Bruce. So it was really exciting.
Yeah, I've had emails from the fans. They loved it. They've emailed me personally to tell me as much. And their questions were great. They were the ones the questions that Bruce himself wouldn't be used to answering on a day like that. He'd have answered some questions a dozen times over, but I don't think any of the journalists he'd have seen through the course of the day would have asked him to say Yippee-ki-yay Denmark. And so, you know, all the fans with their questions really brought something different to it. And I think he appreciated that as much as anybody else did.
Yeah, well, questions like, is he a Mac man or a PC man? I mean, that's brilliant, you know.
Really opened up, and hopefully for the media there, that'll be a good story for them, if you see what I mean. The fact that he had the chance we had the chance to see a side of him that maybe isn't so readily available to people out there.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, well look, let's have a chat. Welcome, Liam. How are you going?
Things are going well. Thank you.
Good. Well, you're always a busy man, and the build here must have been a very large project because you're very creative, and we'll see that as we're moving around today. But some of the locations just so sensationally dramatic and creative. So you must have been pushing the boundaries of how things are done.
Well, when we met Danny months ago, we had no idea that it had actually come this far, because it's really been in stages. First, we did this build to accommodate different content, and the build initially has held up really nice with the two different sites that we had here, and we somewhat consider ourselves more technicians than designers sometimes, because most of the times we're executing off of another creative style or something that's already been produced. So we have to do a lot of translation, and PPC has been an excellent director and conceptor. So, but at the same time, they've allowed us to express our creativity and really give the best for PPC and for the residents. So it's really our goal to really give the SL residents something that is, unprecedented, game level quality, something that even Disney would maybe even be impressed by, and that's the type of experience we want to give them in here, and that's what I think we're getting really close to providing, and certainly doing all the modeling. PPC is certainly giving us some exciting projects to work on, everywhere from trucks to T-shirts to fighter planes to, stage sets. It's quite a bit, but it's been all very manageable and all very exciting work.